Willkommen zum Reinsurance Podcast, live aus Baden-Baden. Wir sind hier für die jährliche Rückversicherungskonferenz, wo sich führende Mitglieder der Branche versammeln, um über die neuesten Trends, Herausforderungen und Innovationen zu sprechen. Bleiben Sie dran für exklusive Einblicke direkt von der Konferenz. All right, welcome back to the Reinsurance Podcast here in Baden-Baden. James, thank you for joining us to share some words on data and standards. But before that, how's Baden-Baden going?
Very, very good. And we've been lucky. We've been camped in the Congress House, so we haven't had to sort of lose much shoe leather. The rain has kind of stayed away from us because we've been inside. So people have been coming to us, and it's been fantastic to meet up with our existing members. We've got prospects that are looking to use our technology solutions, and we've got clients that are leveraging the ACORD standards around the globe. So yeah, it's been a fantastic one so far.
Amazing. And just in case people haven't already seen the episode with Mark in Monte Carlo, could you give us a 1,000-foot view of ACORD and what it is
Absolutely.
You guys do?
Yeah, so ACORD are a data standards organisation. We are member-driven. We've got 36,000 members across the globe, leveraging different standards for different verticals. In the US, the property and casualty standards are heavily used by agencies and MGAs and carriers. In the specialty and reinsurance market, as we are here and as we were in Monte Carlo, people are leveraging our GRLC standards for the placement process, for the accounting process and the claims process. And also in the States, we've got life and annuity standards, which people have been using. But ACORD Solutions Group is where I work for, is the technology arm, a subsidiary of. And we're all about keeping those standards relevant, operationalizing them through technology, allowing two counterparties to send structured data, to receive structured data. And where that structured data isn't relevant, it's extracting data from unfortunate documents and emails. And that age-old problem in the industry is how can we make things flow and create efficiencies for the practitioners of this world.
Makes a lot of sense. What's driving that need for structured data in our industry? What happens if you don't have structured data, I guess?
I think it creates a lot of interference. So you've got brokers and underwriters that have got a very hard task, underwriting and broking, and what they don't need is more administration burden over their head. So we want to provide that framework at the very earliest possible point, at the submission point. And how can we help them do that? How can we help them triage? How can we help them surface these thousands of submissions that they're having to deal with? How can we get that data flowing into a policy administration system, a workbench, so their creative underwriting teams and technology teams can then provide artificial intelligence on the top of that, or triaging tools, or analytics, or pricing. We just want to be the pipework that allows that data to flow from one source to the other. So yeah, that's kind of what we're helping in that space.
Makes a lot of sense. And you have obviously tons of conversations here with people from all over the world. What's their reality? Because we've got people talking about AI in the future and how we'll all be unemployed and so on and so forth. But what's the working day-to-day these people experience without that technology?
I think it almost depends on what jurisdiction and what region they're operating in. So again, you've got people like organisations like Swiss Re and some of these large traditional reinsurers. They've been using ACORD standards for many, many years, and they're sort of a position of power when they can accelerate using artificial, because they have structured data. They have that data there. And you've got other developing markets that probably have never heard of ACORD and they're dealing with documents and archaic processes. So it depends on the level of maturity there. We want to be able to give these organisations, these brokers, these insurers, these reinsurers, tools to better do something creative with, but it all starts with structured data. Running artificial intelligence over unstructured can work, but there's a level of inference there, there's a level of uncertainty there. If it's running over structured data, the output is far clearer and cleaner for those parties concerned.
Makes sense. And I guess you touched a little bit on the submission data point. That's sort of the time of year we're in at the moment in Baden, right? Everyone's trying to get their data finalised.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How are you finding that? Much commentary on data around the market?
Like I said, this is not necessarily a Baden-Baden specific, but certainly in the London insurance market, where a lot of our business has been done, we're seeing huge movements there where organisations are starting to get to grips with managing that process. And it's twofold. It's having the ability to extract that data, but then it's having an application or a workbench to then operate it up. So there's no point having the data if you can't do anything with it. If you don't have a data warehouse or a data lake, don't have a workbench to be able to present that to something. So a lot of what we're doing is predominantly based on their capabilities to be able to use this structured data. There are a lot of fantastic companies that are doing that, and there's a lot of internal IT teams that are doing that. We just, like I said, we want to be that pipework, that framework that is delivering that up. But there's conversations out in Baden-Baden are certainly becoming more relevant from the conversations when I was here 10 years ago. There wasn't really a thing. There wasn't a point of interest there. So yeah, it's definitely moved on.
Very exciting. And if we cycle forward a few weeks, we'll be past the submission stages and we'll be on to the actual negotiating and placing. Is that an area of interest for you as well, the sort of placing data cycle?
I mean, it depends if you're on the insurance or reinsurance side. There's some fantastic insurance placing platforms that are there for the quote, bind, negotiation process. In the reinsurance space, what we're starting to see is brokers starting to submit structured data at the start of the process, going through the binding stage, and then more importantly, when the process comes to an end, that signed line advice is how can brokers and carriers leverage a structured data signed line advice to see what is bound. So when the invoicing and claims part comes across, it is asynchronous from that point of view, and structured data can flow throughout the whole process.
That's a really interesting comment, because I think a lot of people here in Baden-Baden are the deal makers, right? They do all the negotiations, they get very excited about 1st of January, 1/1, that's the finish line, we're all done. But a lot happens after 1st of January in this sort of post-placement stage. What do people have to contend with beyond 1st of January? Exactly,
and it depends on how your organisation is structured, how you're doing things, but normally there's an archaic trail of admin that is someone's job, and that's the exact part we're trying to reduce the burden of. And it depends where you are on that journey of digitisation or automisation. Is for the people that are working towards that, there are steps they can take to reduce that burden, but there are some organisations that are fairly far down that track, and releasing their underwriters or underwriting assistants or the administrators to focus on other areas of interest rather than the relentless rekeying and E&O that presents. So
No, that makes total sense. And I guess, what would you say is the business case for people to adopt standards and to embrace change? Because in reinsurance we have quite a nice happy life. We all get to come to Baden-Baden and Monte Carlo and work face to face. What's the background case that we should really be supporting data standards?
I think overall efficiency is the key, and with efficiency creates quicker responses, creates that sort of trail of unallocated cash, which is also very relevant in the reinsurance industry. We want upon the risk to be bound, that cash to be transferred from broker or reinsurance broker to reinsurer to be a very quick process. And we're aware, based on all the work, the great work that Reinsurance has done in that space, it can be 6 to 9 months before those monies are being sent and received. And even when those monies are being sent and received, it might be incorrect. And the poor credit control teams are going to try and unpick what that cash actually represents. Is it a group of invoices? Is it one invoice? Is the tax amount incorrect? The more we can do to reduce that burden and allow those companies to be more operationally efficient and to use technology to then drive that going through. So Adept is very much at the core front of that. We want to be that exchange hub where everyone is using that to exchange digital data, and where it's not relevant, it's using Transcriber to extract data and make it relevant.
Super exciting. And I guess, to finalise, because we are starting to get dripped on quite a lot by the background rain, what are you personally most excited about as you look to the end of this year into 2026? What's exciting as we leave Baden-Baden?
Yeah, I think the conversational point is definitely changed. I think culturally it's changed as well. Whereas before, when you used to come to Baden-Baden, the underwriters were very dubious of change and dubious of data and dubious of everything was perfect for them. Whereas now I think they can see in their normal personal working day lives that actually having technology is an enabler for them to be more efficient at their job. So the conversations in London, in Bermuda, in North America are very, very different now, and people have a more technology focused outcome. We want standards to be the main driver to accelerate the use of technology. And then obviously from an ACORD Solutions group, we've got solutions to assist them in that journey. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, so good to have you on the show, James. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you around the conference for the last day or so that's left.
Perfect. Lovely. Cheers.
Cheers, James.